happens when you're at the top of the world, then suddenly you're not? Steven Adler, the iconic drummer for Guns N' Roses, lived that reality. This isn't just a story about a rock star, it's about the relentless fight to redefine yourself when the biggest chapter of your life closes. Join us as we uncover the true grit and unexpected turns of his life after the fame of GNR. Everyone knows Steven Adler from Guns N' Roses, but what happened to him after the confetti settled and the stadium lights dimmed? The story you think you know is just the beginning. We're pulling back the curtain on the untold struggles, the silent victories, and the shocking path Steven forged in the shadow of one of the biggest bands in history. Prepare to see a side of the drumming legend you've never imagined. For years, fans have wondered, what truly became of Steven Adler after Guns N' Roses? This video finally answers that question. We take you on an exclusive journey through the challenges, comebacks, and deeply personal moments that shaped his post-GNR life. Discover the incredible resilience and unwavering passion that kept the beat alive, even when the world thought his music had stopped. Steven Adler's meteoric rise and the intoxicating peak of Guns N' Roses. Steven Adler's story is one of both brilliance and tragedy, etched deeply into the history of rock. Born in 1965, Adler grew up with a love for music that eventually led him to the raw, rebellious sound of hard rock. His big break came in the mid-1980s when he became the drummer for Guns N' Roses, a band destined to change the course of rock music forever. With his signature swing and groove, Adler's drumming added a unique backbone to the band's aggressive yet melodic sound. The release of Appetite for Destruction in 1987 marked Adler's meteoric rise. The album didn't just succeed, it exploded, becoming one of the best-selling debut albums of all time. Tracks like Sweet Child O, Mine, Paradise City, and Welcome to the Jungle showcased Adler's ability to fuse precision with a loose, almost dangerous energy. On stage, his youthful charisma and pounding rhythm turned him into the heartbeat of Guns N' Roses' live performances. At their peak, Guns N' Roses embodied the excess and allure of rock and roll. For Adler, fame was intoxicating. He reveled in the chaos, living the fast life of parties, adoration, and relentless touring. Yet, behind the spotlight, cracks began to show. The same lifestyle that fueled their image also consumed him. Drugs and alcohol became inseparable from the music, clouding his talent and threatening his place in the band. Still, during those golden years, Adler experienced what few musicians ever do: the exhilarating rush of being part of a band at the height of its powers, shaping a generation of rock fans. Though his fall would come swiftly, Steven Adler's role in the rise of Guns N' Roses remains immortal, a testament to both the glory and the peril of chasing rock and roll dreams. Early warning signs and the band's evolving struggles with addiction. In the early years of Guns N' Roses, drummer Steven Adler embodied both the wild energy that fueled the band's rise and the destructive tendencies that nearly tore it apart. While Adler's drumming gave the group its raw, swinging backbone, particularly on Appetite for Destruction, there were already signs that addiction would become a looming problem. His party-loving personality often pushed him into excess, with alcohol and drugs blurring the line between celebration and dependency. What started as the typical rock and roll lifestyle soon revealed deeper issues. Adler's struggles mirrored the band's broader trajectory. Guns N' Roses thrived on chaos, but behind the success, drug use was becoming a silent enemy. Adler, in particular, began missing rehearsals, showing up impaired, and struggling to keep up with the band's demanding schedule. These early warning signs were often brushed aside, as the band itself was steeped in similar habits. Heroin and cocaine circulated freely in their circle, and the atmosphere normalized dangerous levels of indulgence. As the band evolved from hungry newcomers into global superstars, the stakes grew higher. While frontman Axl Rose pushed for tighter discipline and more control, Adler found it increasingly difficult to balance his addictions with his role as drummer. Recording sessions became strained, with Adler's ability to perform consistently deteriorating. His bandmates, though sympathetic, also battled their own demons, which created a cycle of dysfunction rather than support. Ultimately, Adler's issues became too severe to ignore. His dependence not only affected his health, but also jeopardized the band's creative output. This tension highlighted a broader truth. Guns N' Roses' meteoric rise was inseparable from their self-destructive tendencies. Adler's early warning signs were both personal struggles and a reflection of the wider addiction culture that gripped one of the world's most iconic rock bands. The devastating impact of his 1990 dismissal, forever altering the band's trajectory. The breaking point came during the recording sessions for the band's ambitious follow-up albums, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. Adler's inability to perform consistently in the studio, combined with ongoing tension within the band, led to his dismissal in July 1990. His replacement, Matt Sorum, brought technical precision and stamina that the band needed for its evolving, more complex sound. Yet Adler's departure marked a turning point, both musically and emotionally for Guns N' Roses. For Adler, the impact was devastating. Losing his place in one of the biggest rock bands of all time sent him into a downward spiral of addiction, legal troubles, and health issues. He spent much of the 1990s struggling to reclaim stability, and while he later found opportunities in music, he never regained the heights of fame he once had. For Guns N' Roses, Adler's firing also altered their trajectory. While the band achieved massive commercial success with the Use Your Illusion albums, many fans felt that the raw chemistry of the Appetite era had been lost. Adler's loose, swinging style was replaced with a more rigid precision, changing the overall feel of the group. His dismissal symbolized the beginning of the band's fragmentation, foreshadowing the turbulence and departures that would eventually unravel the classic lineup. Early attempts at new musical projects and the challenges of establishing a new identity. One of the biggest challenges Adler faced was establishing a new identity outside of Guns N' Roses. Fans and industry insiders often measured his work against the monumental success of Appetite for Destruction, making it difficult for him to carve out his own lane. Moreover, ongoing struggles with addiction created barriers to consistency, leading to canceled shows, unstable collaborations, and skepticism from promoters. Even when he surrounded himself with talented musicians, the projects often failed to reach mainstream traction, because Adler's reputation was tied more to his troubled past than his new work. Still, these early attempts reflected Adler's resilience and deep love for music. He remained determined to play, no matter the setbacks, constantly seeking new opportunities to prove that his career was far from over. Though the path was rocky, these years laid the groundwork for his later resurgence and reminded fans that, despite the challenges, Steven Adler's passion for drumming and rock and roll never faded. Adler's courageous journey through multiple rehab attempts and public struggles with sobriety. His journey through addiction and recovery has been anything but easy, yet it remains a testament to resilience and determination. Adler's battles with drugs and alcohol began during his years with Guns N' Roses, when fame and excess became intertwined. Despite his immense talent, his struggles ultimately led to his dismissal from the band in 1990, a turning point that plunged him deeper into a destructive cycle. In the years that followed, Adler attempted rehab multiple times. Each attempt represented both a glimmer of hope and the brutal reality of relapse. Publicly, his challenges were often laid bare, whether through interviews, reality TV appearances, or media reports. This visibility brought both criticism and sympathy, as fans witnessed his ongoing fight to regain control of his life. What makes Adler's story particularly courageous is his refusal to give up. Despite countless setbacks, including health issues such as a stroke caused by an overdose, he continued seeking sobriety. He openly shared his struggles, hoping his honesty could inspire others battling similar demons. His appearances on shows like Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew not only shed light on his pain, but also revealed his vulnerability and determination to heal. Today, Adler's legacy extends beyond his drumming. He symbolizes the difficult, non-linear path of recovery, where setbacks do not erase progress. By continuing to perform, engage with fans, and speak about his journey, Adler proves that courage is not about perfection, but persistence. His story serves as a reminder that even amidst public struggles, the pursuit of redemption is always possible.